Welcome to Shadow Rock. I am your host, Alex, and I am here with Artifas.
What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Jared, and I drum.
I'm Cody. I play guitar and sing backup vocals.
I'm Anthony, and I slap at the bass.
I'm Scotty, and I'm the singer.
I'm Michael, and I play guitar.
Okay, how has this tour been so far?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been really busy, but it's been a lot of fun. There's been a, you know, every tour has its shows that are, you know, you got your ups and downs, but I would say the majority of the tour, like the crowds have been really responsive and a lot of fun. So we've had a good time, and this is the first tour where we've had this RV, and it's been a blessing. Before we were just in a van, and there was we always have like 3 crew guys with us, so there was 8 of us shoved in a van and all of our suitcases and stuff. So this thing it's been a game changer for sure. We can cook, we got a refrigerator, we can shower.
Yay,
It's
showers
amazing.
are nice.
Yeah. Some of us still don't shower and smell pretty bad.
Yeah.
There's a glare there.
And do you smell Jared right now?
That's my
Does he
bad.
smell good?
I have allergies today, so I actually
Oh,
can't
you're lucky.
smell.
Because I smell shit.
Well, you're close enough to
Jared
Jared
smells
to
like
clear it out
roses.
for you.
And you guys did a GoFundMe for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the Very Union tour, our van motor blew up. And of course, it happened like on a Saturday night or something. So Sunday we had to get it fixed, and we found this dude that's like, oh, I can do it in my garage, you know. And we're like, all right, man. And he did it. And left a lot of parts off, and the van is just doomed. So when we got home, we were kind of in a bad situation, you know. And we ended up being home for like 6 months.
Since the end of March.
Since the end of March, and we started this GoFundMe, and our fans came together and pulled together and got us back on the road and got us in this thing, so we can't really be any happier right now.
Nice.
Yeah, we got the best fans, we really do. They're awesome.
Is that why you guys try to do so much live videos? You do a lot of live streaming on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, that and we're like super crazy when we get bored. I feel like we just talk about the dumb stuff, and I feel like as a fan, if some of my favorite bands just went live and showed me like what they were doing on their bus, or you know when their drummer was passed out drunk or something, like that might make me laugh and make me want to keep checking back. So
There's so much more to touring than just being up on the stage, and that's
Yeah.
what a lot of people see, you know, so we try to give them a little taste of everything. The good, the bad, the ugly,
the drunk.
the drunk, falling apart, the tires blowing out.
Yeah.
Man, when a tire blows out on this thing,
Scary.
it is terrifying.
So scary.
You've had that happen already?
The first day.
We've had 3 blowout.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
First, we did like, we got the RV on like a Tuesday, and then we had, what was it, 2 shows? No, but we had 2 shows in one day in Clarksville. We're headed there, and the first tire blows out, and it blew off like the whole side panel and everything. Like, I'd just fallen asleep in the bunk for the first time, like 5 minutes, and it sounded like a cannon going off.
It happened right under Mikey. Mikey's got a bottom bunk, so it happened right under.
And then we start this tour, start heading to Charlotte, and 2 more tires blow out.
Jesus
Just
Christ.
insane. But we got all new tires now, so we should be good to
And
go.
that feels like it was forever.
I know.
Yeah.
It was only like 2 weeks ago, but it feels like it's been so long.
Yeah, it took us a few weeks to get this thing all going and back up to date, because she's an old baby, but she runs good.
As long as she does her job.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Archer?
I do. I like that too.
I don't know.
Well, I did. I don't really watch it anymore, but I had a phase.
It's amazing. So everything I say that's even remotely dirty, I'm like, fuck. I can hear Archer and
Yeah.
or Krieger in the background.
Really, it messes me up because I started watching Bob's Burgers,
Yeah.
and it's that same dude's
Yep.
voice. So every time I like put on Archer, all I think about is Bob's Burgers.
See, I got into Archer before Bob's Burgers.
So it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Just think
That's it with me.
Home movies.
Do what?
Home movies.
Yeah.
The show on Adult Swim. He was also the voice of Coach.
Oh, really?
Holy shit, that's where I knew his voice from.
He doesn't really change his voice up much.
No.
He
I mean,
just
that's
does
why
his
that's
thing.
why they pay him.
Yeah.
With that voice.
Just like, hey man, can you speak monotone for 30 minutes? Be really sarcastic.
Archer's so much more than just sarcastic, though.
It's just dirty.
It's a teaching tool.
Yeah.
That's where I've had my friends learn figuratively and literally. So,
What's the best lesson you've learned from Archer?
to get incurable antibacterial resistant BD.
Okay, well that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the lesson I learned from Archer was how not to go to jail for an underage girl.
How is that?
He has an episode where he goes to Russia and he's supposed to protect an underage like Russian heiress, and apparently she's like super hot and she's like trying to come on to him but playing it off like trying to get him in trouble or whatever.
Yeah.
So the whole time he's like combating her like attempts, and because he knows he'll get in trouble if he does. So that's a good valuable lesson.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good episode.
Don't bang young chicks, right?
Yeah, that's what
Don't-
Archer teaches you.
Don't be a pedo bear.
You gotta look up the state laws
Pedo
every
bear?
time.
Pedo bear.
Pedo bear.
There's like a map somewhere on Google. You can Google it. It's like ages per state.
Kentucky's like 12.
I don't think it's 12, but I think Kentucky is pretty low. Yeah.
It's not 12.
It's actually it's kind of weird because like you still don't think of like girls this age or boys, I guess, whatever you're into. But like most of the states are like 16 is like the legal age in most of the United States. It's pretty weird.
That's crazy.
So most of the time you can bang a 16-year-old.
Like most of the time, you don't know when.
90% of the time it works every time.
No, I think that's the age of consent, and it's still statutory if you are. It's somewhere between 3 or 5 years older than they are. Yeah. Then it doesn't matter if it's the age of consent.
I mean, my bottom line usually is 18 and up anyway, so I think we're probably good here. I was just stating my valuable lesson. I learned from
I'm to the point where it's like, yeah, you're not old enough to get in a bar.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like, you're almost 18.
well, in Iowa, you have to be 21 to get into
No
bars.
way. They don't have any 18 up there?
Well, it up until like 10 o'clock, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that would suck. I spent like most of my life from 18 to 20 something in a bar.
If you can like fake it and not get caught that you're underage, then
I
yeah.
could never fake it because I always looked way too young. Always. When I was 18, I looked like I was 16.
I still get carded for rated R movies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I get carded for cigarettes.
When I turned 18 and like started trying to get into the bars, up until I guess this point, like Scotty and I were always hanging out. He was always old enough to get in and drink and do whatever. So I would just like tag along and go to the bar, and sometimes go into the wrong bar. And like they would come up to Scotty and be like, "You got to get that kid out of here."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Damn it, Cody, could you not have just stayed in this bar, man? I had you in here,
Yeah.
but you just had to wander over there and talk to that hot piece of ass."
I got kicked out of so many bars when I was like 18 or 19. We lived in Louisville for a while and like used to go to the clubs there on 4th Street. And I was like 18, 19 at the time. You had to be 21 just to enter the block. You know, like they had strict
The whole
police.
street.
Yeah.
Wow.
And somehow we managed to sneak me in, like smuggle me in, like every weekend, 2 nights a week.
Yeah, we'd have to come in through the parking garage and like wait by the doors.
Yeah,
and then,
there was like this chill black dude that we always like gave high fives to. And I
Yeah.
forget what his name was. It was like D or something. And he would like, we'd come in around 11. He'd open the door like, "What's up, D?" And then just like walk on in. And the rest of the night, like just looking around, making sure I'm not gonna get kicked out.
Yeah, I was from a small town. I'd go in and they're like, "You're not drinking, so whatever, nobody gives a shit."
Small town Iowa.
Yeah, small town Iowa.
Yeah.
I graduated with 70 people.
Oh no.
Mine was
way.
like
Well,
50.
that is pretty small.
Maybe it was like 70.
We're all from
Something
pretty
like
small towns. We say we're from. We
Yeah, but I
claim
still had like
Memphis
260
just because,
people
like,
in my graduating
nobody,
class.
nobody
Damn.
would have a clue where we're from if we said where we're actually from. Because it's like such tiny little towns.
Yeah.
My town's like that even here in Iowa. So if you know somebody from Clarion, or like you played us, that's the only reason you're gonna know who the fuck we are. And I went to New Orleans and I ran into somebody from fucking Clarion, and I was like, there are 2,000 people in fucking Clarion. How the fuck did I run into you
crazy.
in New Orleans?
on our first tour ever, we went to Florida,
Panama
and
City
like
Beach.
we're going on the beach for the first time, and you're walking on the little boardwalk or whatever, and I see a dude from back home just walking up the stairs. I'm like, "What's up, man? What do you?"
Well, that same trip, we were there for like I think 2 days.
Yeah.
We had a couple days off, and we just like slept in the van and ate shitty bologna sandwiches.
And got attacked by seagulls.
We got attacked by seagulls, and like one night we were like, we're on the beach, we're on like the main strip here. Let's just pack a backpack full of Natty Lights and get as drunk as we can and walk down the street. And during our walk that night, that's a whole other story, but we actually ran into a church bus from our hometown, and I was like, we're like 3 fucking states away from our hometown right now. What are the odds of me just walking up on a First Baptist church bus? And
That night was crazy.
that was a crazy night, but I left them a souvenir. I like fucking took a beer can and put it in their windshield wiper so they'd know I was there. They probably never figured it out.
We literally
but-
had like backpacks full of natties, and I'm pretty
Some
sure we
hydros.
had acquired some hydros.
Yeah, and a couple hydros.
And we just got fucked up, and we're walking down the street, and we couldn't afford to get into any of the clubs or anything, so we were just like, we're just gonna party and see what happens on the road. And we just at some point decided that we were gonna be a famous British rock band. And everybody we encountered, we tried to convince them that we were a famous British rock band. We even met people from
Australia.
Yeah, that.
And they're very similar, obviously.
And the guy was like, "Yeah, their accent's legit."
He's like, I'm from Australia, mate. I know what a fucking accent sounds like, or whatever.
So
they
then
sound.
we get wasted. We're like 5 miles from our hotel, and they have this church. Like all the churches, I guess, go to
It's
spring break.
Yeah, it's in the
And they
middle of
like
it.
will go shuttle around drunk people. Like that's what people, like churches go down there and like.
Oh, trying to save you.
Yeah.
no
So
joke.
they give us a ride back, and we're all smashed, and they're all like reading the Bible to us and stuff, and we're still British and everything. And then they ended up dropping us back at the hotel, and they were like, "Hey, you guys, we got free pancakes in the morning at this place," and we're like, "Fuck yeah, we're not gonna turn down some free pancakes." So we showed up the next day. We're sitting in line, and we completely forget about the British accents, and people are coming up to us, "Are you guys that famous British rock band?" And we were like, "No, man, we were just fucked up last night."
Well, we didn't forget. We were just too hungover to keep it going, I think is what it was. We literally like had probably like 15 people come up to us in the time we were there eating, and they were just like, "Are you guys in that British rock band?" And we were like, "Nah, dude, we just got really drunk
Yeah,
last
we were just
night."
fucking with everybody.
And I felt really bad because like we were in like a church. It was like hosted by a church, and I feel like a lot of the people there were probably like church-esque, and we were just like, "Nah, man, we just did a bunch of drugs and got drunk last night. We're fucking with you."
Thanks for the pancakes.
Yeah, thanks for the pancakes.
I'm pretty
I
sure
felt
that if we
bad.
would have kept that going, we'd be way bigger now.
Probably.
We just kept acting like we were famous British.
That's how we got fucking famous.
Yeah, everybody like as soon as you say, "Yeah, we're from Britain," they're like, "Oh my god, what's your band name?"
We're called Artifas.
It says Memphis, but it's
It's
that's
really hard to
just
say that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think I've ever tried to say our band name.
Artifas.
Artifas.
Artifice. Yeah, let's hear.
I'm in a band called Artifas.
Then they got my grandmother. We'll
That's
see.
pretty hard.
Yeah, Anthony's grandmother is straight up British.
She is. Every time she talks to me, I forget to, and she's like, "How are you doing today?" And I'm just like, "I'm great. How are you?" It puts a smile on my face every time your grandma talks.
Actually, when I went to Walmart the other day, and the greeter was British, and it was like this old British
Yes.
dude, and I thought of Anthony's mom or Anthony's grandma.
Somebody that was British.
Yeah, somebody was, and I was like, "What? Where are you from?"
We've been at so many Walmarts on this tour.
Literally a different Walmart every day.
Hey, Walmart, if you're watching, we need a sponsorship.
I think they need to sponsor like every rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Like, there's no telling how many socks and gloves and shit that I'd get from you, so.
We keep parking by no overnights parking
Yeah.
signs.
Can we get just like an Artifice reserved parking spot at select Walmarts across the country? That'd be great.
Yeah,
Reserved for Artifice.
Somebody told me that the store is like one of the like whatever. What's the dude? Sam Walton? Is that?
Yeah, I think that's it.
But apparently, like I think somebody in his family like died from like not getting sleep and driving. So that's why they allow people to sleep in the park.
Well, I swear.
That may not be true. But that's what somebody told me like the other day. So
Every Walmart we've stayed at lately, we have always parked by no overnight parking sign.
I think Chris does that on purpose. Chris is our sound guy. He also drives this beautiful rig because none of us trust ourselves well enough to do it. And we usually on a night-to-night basis park either at someone's house or in a Walmart parking lot. And every morning for like the past, I want to say 6 or 7 times that we've stayed at a Walmart, we've woken up and walked outside and on the pole in front of the bus and said, "No RV parking, do not park here," or some shit like that. And we're like, "Chris, you dirty dog."
Sneaky bastard, you.
we're calling ahead of time for like 3 days. And
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, what are they gonna do? Tow us?
yeah.
While you're in there.
Yeah, good
Probably
luck.
wouldn't wake up.
Good luck towing this
Crash pretty
thing. I
hard.
mean, with the trailer on the back of it, yeah, have fun.
That would be interesting. I would pay to watch that. That would be entertaining.
Chris is such a light sleeper too. He would wake up in like no time. I can
Just be like, nope, bye.
he sleeps.
But then he goes back to sleep. So like this morning, he woke up and he like got up and was raging on something, you know. And he
Yeah,
was
went
like
back to
super
sleep.
loud and just raging on something. And then I like turn on the TV and I look back over and he's like,
I got
"How
up
the
to go.
fuck did you fall back asleep?"
I
got
wish
to
I had
go
that
in
fucking
to
problem.
Man.
with
Me too.
Anthony this morning, and like I remember opening the door and it being like kind of cold outside, and Chris immediately was just like awake, and then I was like, "Sorry, dude," and he was just like out again. I was like, "All right, dude, see ya." He was like on and off.
Okay, let's get back to the questions.
Sorry.
We just got off on this random conversation for like
What happens.
15 minutes. So let's talk about the new album,
Inhuman.
Inhuman. Yes.
Yeah. We got it produced in Memphis by
Yeah.
Justin Reimer at Crosstrack Studios.
Yep.
What?
I'm just laughing at how long that went on for. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. And Justin's an amazing producer, and we did the record. What did like 2 months up there? 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 months up there, and then we dropped the record and we went out on tour with Santa Sonia, which was amazing. And then we went out with Theory of a Dead Man and Pop Evil, We Are Harlot, Shaman's Harvest, and Aranda. And
I
then
must
we
have just
start-
missed you because I saw the Shaman's Harvest Aranda tour.
Well, this
Was
was
it-
actually the Theory of a Dead Man tour, and
It would have been. about
Oh,
this-
I missed
this time
that show.
last
I was
year.
Yeah,
so
it was
fucking
in,
pissed.
It was this time last year.
yeah.
I could have been a stagehand at that show.
Yeah,
in
it was
Sioux
awesome.
City.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, you worked with Ron. Ron would have set up for
Yeah.
you, and
Ah, I remember
That's the
place.
one where
Yeah, good times,
I was talking
Jared
about
couldn't
smoking
go
weed on stage and all the security
Yeah.
dudes in front of me were cops. And then
I remember that.
then I jumped down in the crowd and they like threw me back on stage.
Is that the place where like where Jared
Yeah,
like
he wasn't
couldn't get
21
in?
yet.
'cause
Yeah,
he
Jared wasn't
21?
They had my face on the wall.
They did. They put your face on the
My
wall.
They had a huge screenshot of his ID.
oh my
They had
god.
to send that in like 2 weeks before we played there too, like just to get it all.
And it was a hassle.
They posted like wanted
I can
signs of his
imagine.
face, just like "Do not let him enter the building."
Yeah, or drink.
or do
Oh.
anything.
Yeah, like you can
No.
play and you can leave, and that's all.
Basically, they escorted you to the stage and then escorted you from the stage.
Yeah.
What was the name of that casino? Was it,
It was a Hard Rock, yeah. It was a
Yeah.
Hard Rock.
Yeah.
It's terrible because there's only certain areas where you can eat, and there's people on our crew that weren't old enough to get in, so they could only eat at a certain time, from like
Yeah,
a
that's
certain
how it
time
was for me too.
until it closes, and then we worked until after it closed, and then they were like, well, we have these passes, and I'm like, bye bitch, I'm gonna go get food.
Yeah, those buffets, man. Those
Man,
were
that
awesome.
was seriously
You go down there, they're like, we got
freaking
steak, you want some
Yeah.
lobster, we got some shrimp.
Yeah, anything.
Was that the
It
night that we
so
played
good.
that venue that like had the haunted basement and shit in it?
No.
No.
Or was that another night?
I don't think so. This was all casino.
It's all the
Yeah.
Remember they had that buffet in there?
We set up,
It had the train.
Mike Chris set up the stage outside for that.
You're right.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we set up the
It was
in Battery
freezing.
Park.
We played there.
Yeah, it was.
Freezing.
Did you play outside that day?
No.
No, okay.
No
I was about to say.
We wouldn't have.
We was I there when we took it down? No, I ran home because I hadn't slept in a week, and I
So
fell
you do
asleep on the way
stagehanding
home.
and interviewing. Just a music junkie, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I almost died because I got to set up. I just got to move his drum set, Vinnie Paul's drum set,
Oh,
and I was like. And other people started to move it, and I'm like, bitch, I called this! And I grabbed the seat out of their hand, and I'm like, motherfuckers,
Yeah.
trying to move my shit. I was like, I called moving Vinnie Paul's drum set, go fuck yourself.
That's a massive, massive.
It is.
Each tom is like this
Yeah, it
big.
probably took you like an hour. You're like,
Yeah, I don't even understand why they fight pot at festivals anymore.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's gonna smoke weed, and don't pat me down because I'm still gonna get it in there, one way or the other.
Well,
It's like,
I like that they pat
Just
people
give
down.
it to the females because they don't pat us down really. So they just go, "Duh, nah, nah," and you're on, and it's like, well, out of the bra.
Yeah, Sonic Boom, they patted me down all up and down, man. They like got up in my nuts and shit. You know?
Well,
I
it's
was
funny
good.
because they normally only have like one female person to pat down. I forgot to pay attention, so it stopped recording for a second. They'll get behind, and there'll be this huge line, and then they're like one male security guard that's not doing anything. So they're like, fuck it, and he can only do with the back of his hands.
Yeah.
and he can only do like here and here, so he has to go.
Lesson learned. Let's bring girls to festivals from now on.
Yeah.
Or dress like
I
them.
just go to the guy. Who
Okay,
looks like
well,
he gets
that's
really
gonna go
uncomfortable
well.
when he has to touch dudes, so he's just like
Just put it in your
freaking
shoe.
out.
I always
He
just
didn't
look
like
for
in
the
my
most-
head. He didn't
I
like
always look for the
anywhere.
most
Like
sketchy ass dude. I'm like, what guy's not gonna get a photo?
I'll never even like have a chance to look. I feel like I'm one of the first dudes that goes every time, and they're usually like, "You can't have a wallet
Yeah.
chain," or like, "You can't wear that." You can't. I'm just like, oh, freaking out because half my wardrobe I have to take back to the car.
Yeah.
I don't even have time to think about hiding stuff.
The Theory of a Dead Man once.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Working
Yep.
this.
How'd
Yep.
you feel about that?
Oh, it was funny because Tyler was like, "Oh, chick, show me your boobs. Take her backstage." Should have gone backstage.
Tyler's a trip.
He seems absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they are super great guys. Like they really like took care of us on the tour. They would go out in the crowd and watch us every night, you know, and we'd hang out with them all the time. Even after the tour, like they stay in touch with us a lot.
That's
They're
awesome.
Just good people. They're really good people.
That's good to know.
Tyler would just fuck with us all the time, you know.
I watched an interview where he came into the green room and was vacuuming in the middle of the interview. He's like, "Gotta clean up the chips I dropped."
Like the first day of tour, I was outside of the venue. We just got done playing, and I was taking a picture with a fan. And he walks by. He's like, "Hey, Scotty, I got that STD cream in the van or in the bus if you need some."
Yeah.
There was
Like,
like
thanks,
this
man.
ongoing joke through the whole tour. Like nobody had ever seen Tyler with his hair not messed up because he's always got it like
With his hair
pompadour.
messed up.
Do what?
With his hair messed up.
Or yeah, with his hair messed
Yeah,
up.
his hair.
I got what
Always
you
perfect.
meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
And we played the House of Blues in Chicago, and I don't know if anybody else saw it, but I remember like walking. There was like 5 flights of stairs to get to the green rooms, and he was walking
5?
down. It was
like 35.
Oh, okay. Well, there was like a million flights of stairs, and he comes walking down. I guess to go to the bus. He's just taking a shower, and I remember thinking that he like totally was just trying to fuck with everybody and like messed his hair up, and it was like crazy. Like it wasn't like just wet like out of the shower. He had purposely messed it up just to fuck with everybody. I guess because he'd heard about the joke. So I like walked by him. I'm just like, "Hey, man!" Like, and he was just looking at me like, just walked by me. And
We were
he's
trying to get the catering one night, and we like go into the backstage area. We're in the green room, and they're all eating in there. And we would always like they would eat, and then we would get what was left, kind of thing, you know. So they were just messing with it. They're like, "Well, nothing left for you guys" and stuff. And we come back in, there's some vending machines, and Tyler had put signs up on the vending machines that said Artifas Catering.
Okay, let's go back to the videos. You guys also, did you make your official music videos or did you work with people?
One of Cody's family friends is a guy named Joe McCroskey, and he does a lot of photography and video like around our hometown, so he helps us with a lot of that stuff. But I mean, it's all really low
creative
budget,
stuff
self-produced
is
stuff.
all us.
Yeah,
We just
they just did a guitar video. Tell them about that.
We just get really high, and can I say that? I think I can say that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I already said it. So, whoops. But we just get really high
Can I say
and like record videos and come up with stupid like the Inhuman lyric video. I think was an idea that we conceived just because we didn't. It was the most uncomfortable
Terrifying.
video.
It was the
she'd
most
ever
awkward video.
But
awkward.
and then we just
With it
like,
circling around you.
Yeah, and it just being the camera's like right in your face.
that someone
Yeah, we weren't
spinning.
actually like the camera wasn't moving. We were moving. Like the camera was
And
still.
we were running the
like
playback off somebody's phone. I'm pretty sure.
like on
Yeah.
speaker or something.
that tiny little speaker.
It's awkward.
But
So
we do all the videos ourselves up until this point. We would like to find like a more high quality producer, I guess, to work with, but we just haven't really gotten into a situation where we're ready to do that. So we just kind of band together with our close knit friends, and
Anthony does all the editing and putting together the final products and whatnot.
What do you use?
Final Cut Pro.
I use Premiere. I had to teach myself Final Cut and it made me angry. So I'm like, fuck you.
That's how I feel when I get on Photoshop.
Oh, I love Photoshop.
It's like so many buttons that you can't figure out what they do.
I've been learning because I've been doing just actual photo shoots for people now.
Right?
And so I was like, okay. Oh shit. Oh, I fucked it up. Damn it. And
Start back over.
yeah, that's my theme. I'm gonna make a video someday of me going through because I put it up in Bridge, and then I go through and I edit the pictures, and I'm like, all right, this one has somewhere from 1 to 5 stars, and then I go from the 3 stars and up and I edit those. But the theme is fucking focus. God damn it, bitch. Learn how to fucking can't see worth a goddamn shit. Oh, that's a fabulous picture. Too bad it's not fucking focus. Keep going.
So you just cuss yourself out the whole time?
Oh, yeah. No, I get super violent and then I step away from the pictures for like a week and I come back and I'm like, those aren't terrible. That's not bad.
Yeah.
If I wasn't such a bitch to myself, that would have been fine. Why didn't I post that one? All right, whatever. It's my psychotic nature. So do you guys do that when you're working on stuff? Like when you were writing the album? Or did you just be like, these are the songs we're doing?
I kind of just get quiet and just get into the computer when I'm messing with stuff and I just zone out everything else. And I will sit there, like when I'm recording something, I will sit at the chair for like 10 hours. And I'll just be like, all of a sudden I'll be like, man, I'm starving. Oh, it's 8 o'clock at night and I haven't eaten anything all day.
I do that, or I get off track and I'm like, oh look, my Simpsons tapped out's done doing something. Let me fix that. It depends on how good the thing is that I'm doing, or I just get frustrated and I walk away. I'm like, fuck it. Why did you guys decide to put the entire album, song by song, on YouTube?
So that we could give people an easier way to listen, like album sales, you know, they're important and everything, but I mean, most of the income comes from merch and stuff and touring and whatnot. And it's like, I would rather people be able to listen to the music if they can't buy it, or just whatever. I mean,
the bottom line is,
of course, we want to make money on it, of course, but if somebody's can't buy the album or whatever, I still want to be able to listen to the music.
I mean, the bottom line is, like, anybody, like you said, that can't afford to buy the album or doesn't feel like paying for it, they're just going to go legally download it anyway. So why not just make it accessible? That way the people that might actually enjoy it and can't afford to pay for it or don't want to pay for it can still have access to it and maybe become a fan through just hearing that,
Right. And then that'll bring you to your Facebook page and all your videos that you post there.
Yeah.
They're fabulous. But I did really like that when I was looking through your stuff, when I got sent the album and I was looking through it, and it's almost every day that you're interacting with your fans and stuff.
We try to keep putting up new content as much as we can.
Yeah, it's really funny that you say that because we're always constantly struggling. Like, what are we gonna post today? Like, it's like, Jared, do something stupid when you get drunk and let's videotape it and post it on Facebook
The
tomorrow.
Snapchat video of Jared the other day was probably the funniest. I sat here and watched it like 30 times.
Stop fucking around, guys.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start doing that more often. Those little Snapchat voice changers are amazing.
Those are fabulous.
Or the face swaps. Me and Cody did a face swap picture earlier, and it is the most horrifying picture. We look like two murderous trannies, ready to just
It's a pretty good way to put it, I guess. I'm now murderous training. Thanks.
That's amazing. And you were trying to get him to talk about the video that they made.
Yeah.
The guitar playthrough of Resurrect.
Yeah, Mikey and I just put together Mikey, myself, and Anthony. He did all the editing, but we put together a guitar playthrough video for our song. We got 2 more that we're working on. We haven't put out yet, and it's pretty much just obviously a playthrough. It shows you kind of how we play the song and what kind of chaos we're going through on stage every night. And then we included like a question and answer section towards the end. Let our fans just ask us stuff on Facebook, and we picked, the ones that we felt were the best questions and just answered them. So it's on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. Check it out.
Yeah, everybody really go check that out, because it kind of sucks with the Facebook Live thing is such a double-edged sword, because now if you go Facebook Live, Facebook itself is trying to promote Facebook Live, so it shows up at the top of everybody's newsfeed. And if you do a video from YouTube and put it on there, it doesn't reach as many people, unless you pay $100.
Yeah. Well, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to show a clip, post a 10-second clip of the video, because it's more likely that a video instead of a link will pop up more in somebody's feed. So So that's what I've been starting to do, or attempting.
Yeah, it's definitely a little game you gotta play with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because with Facebook videos, people like viewership starts to drop off after like 15 seconds too. Like,
It drives me nuts. You know, some posts will post and it'll be like, you reached 8 people.
Yeah.
And then the
like-
next one's like, you reached 2,500 people.
It's like,
what the fuck, right?
Yeah, mine
All the
does
time
that.
you got 12,000 like Facebook likes. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
But only 8 people watched it.
Right.
Facebook is just.
Bring back MySpace.
I'm down. I'll make a MySpace profile tomorrow. Bet. I will have the dopest photos of me and all my crew up on my MySpace page. Try me.
I don't miss the days of spending like 6 to 7 hours like creating a MySpace.
Oh shit! I'll do that right now. Though. I will.
I never had MySpace.
You never
I didn't either.
That was my favorite.
I didn't have internet at my house
Well, I did.
Oh, no way.
until last year.
So are you
Damn.
saying you haven't had internet until last year?
At my parents' house
That's incredible.
until last year.
Wow.
Yep.
Man.
And the other one was just using our data from.
Does the internet
our
just
phone.
blow your mind?
No, because I moved and I went to college and I had internet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
But then
on
they got it, and I'm like,
Jay and Silent Bob on the internet.
internet.
It's like,
You guys remember like back in the day, like when your parents had like dial up?
Yeah, dude,
Like,
AOL.
It took you like half an hour to connect to the
it was
internet.
awful, man.
And then someone would call and fuck it
Like
up.
you could
Yeah,
almost
dude.
almost guarantee that like if I was at home alone and I was trying to watch something on the computer I wasn't supposed to be watching and my mom and dad had decided to come home, I was gonna get caught because the internet was so slow I couldn't even like bring up the X button fast enough.
Yeah.
To fucking get
Yep.
out of it. I was like, oh shit, mom's home.
It's like,
This shit
damn it.
sucked. This is so hard. I got a lot of assholes over that.
I think after a certain point, they have to give up. Just be like, all right.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to start the random question round. Or this is the lightning question round.
All right. So
Everyone has to
no more
answer.
15-minute answers, right?
Probably not. First album you ever purchased?
Until We Have Faces by Red.
Oh man.
I have to think about that.
I mean, I illegally downloaded a lot,
Probably
but that was the first I ever paid for.
For me, it was probably Backstreet Boys.
That's what I was about to say. Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet
Probably.
Boys.
My mom
It's
and
either
dad bought
Backstreet
those
Boys
for
or
me.
Garth Brooks.
That was like a Metallica or a Vince Sevenfold album, I think.
Man, I honestly have no idea. It's probably something related to country.
Yeah, I grew up. My mom used to take me to all the country concerts.
Yeah.
I was a big Garth Brooks fan.
It's probably.
He played 3 shows in Des Moines.
No shit?
Yeah, he had to play 3 because they sold out within 30 minutes every time.
Oh my god.
so he
that's
played
badass.
3. He was here for like a week.
That's awesome.
And people were going insane.
That would be
It
amazing.
was, I didn't go, but
His show is phenomenal. He like flies over the crowd on like some suspension from the ceiling, like
That's
playing
pretty
his guitar. Yeah.
Dude, the thunder rolls, man. And the lightning strikes.
but have you heard the full version of that song? Because there's a section that the verse that they don't play on the
Yeah,
radio,
yeah,
and it's not. I don't think it's on the original
My
album.
mom used to wear that shit out all the time.
Yeah.
That he's got some good shit.
My first rock album though was Bush 16 Step. That was the album that turned me on to rock and roll.
I never really had to buy anything because my dad always had just
Yeah.
hundreds of CDs.
Yeah, kind of like at a disadvantage in
Like,
this one.
I can't honestly think of an album that I actually paid for, like physically, at any time.
I had all the music I ever wanted, and then I think 16
So
in
bad.
high school,
I just buy everything.
and Red was coming out with their newest album, and I was a huge fan. So I woke up like early that morning before school, drove to Walmart, bought that shit, and then jammed it for like an hour before school in the parking lot. And that was the first CD that I personally ever paid for.
Mine was Godsmack's Faceless.
Okay.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, I had to give my money to my mother.
But you
Okay, you
still
weren't
paid
old
for it
enough.
though. You still paid for it.
Well, it had to be 18.
Parental advisory.
Yeah, because of that sticker. And she's like, well, why don't you just get the edited? I'm not getting the edited one.
No, I used to get so.
Stupid.
I want to hear
Mom.
your Sully yell, I fucking hate you.
I used to get so pissed if somebody ever got me like an edited one.
Oh, that's the
I didn't
worst.
listen to it.
That's stupid, Mom. Don't get me that.
Yeah.
Mom, if you're watching, don't give me any
It's like
edited
you know what
CDs
they're
this year
saying,
for
like
Christmas.
regardless if it says the police coming straight from the underground. They said fuck. Like everybody
yeah.
knows that it's saying fuck, so why not just let me hear it?
Yeah.
No, it's the best when they try to put in something else, like on movies, and they're like, Oh, French toast that.
Yeah.
Oh, you fruit tart.
Frick the police.
The best thing ever.
Freak.
Frick the police.
Oh, I used to get yelled at just for saying frick.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was
Forget the
fabulous.
police.
Okay, one song you wish you wrote.
Oh man, there's too many of those.
Dead Man by Carnival.
The list literally goes on and on. Already over by Red.
My brain hurts.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could like comprise a list of a million songs.
Yeah, there's been so many times I've been listening to songs and just going, man, I wish I wrote that.
Fuck, why did they write that? I wanted to.
Priestess, but periphery. About an ant.
I don't know.
Alright.
All right.
Moving on then. First song you learned to play.
Smoke on the Water.
Smoke on the Water.
Smoke on the Water.
I think that's everybody's first song that they learned.
It was that, followed by Iron Man,
Yep.
and then
Proud
the first
Mary.
guitar solo that I ever learned was Back in Black by AC/DC.
The first guitar solo I learned was Killer Queen by Queen.
Nice.
I spent like all night just playing that, trying to learn that damn guitar solo. And then played it as loud as I could, like when my dad was getting ready for work, so he could like come in.
Do you remember back in the day when you'd like first learn a new chord and it was like the hardest thing to get to that chord? You just like spend all
Back
night.
in the day, what
you'd
are
be
you
like
talking
D
about, bro? I
to
still
G,
do
like
that.
D to G, D to G.
Sometimes Mikey plays something, I'm like, what? Dude, hold up. How is that?
Yeah.
How's that?
Okay, best concert you've ever been to.
Red.
Your theme is red. Got it.
I mean, I really like a lot of other artists, but Red to me is the end all be all. They can do no wrong.
Sorry,
in my
Adam's
eyes.
theme was Pearl Jam.
Oh
That makes
yeah.
sense.
I went to a Pearl Jam concert one time. It was my first concert. So I
Actually,
didn't
I
appreciate
would have
it.
to say it's a throw
Yeah.
up. Foo Fighters was one of the best ones I've ever been to, and John Mayer. John Mayer was freaking amazing.
Interesting.
Like, I got free tickets. I was like, yeah, I'll go see John Mayer. I'll go right through the halls of my high school. And, like, my jaw was on the floor the whole time. He just shredded the guitar to pieces all night long.
I've been to so many concerts. More recently, Periphery. I'm just like a walking Periphery advertisement. I got the
You are.
his shirt on.
Basically.
Like, let's go on a tour, Periphery.
Yeah.
Like,
Teach
do
me,
that.
I'll sit
I'd
back.
say mine's probably Linkin Park.
Nice.
What about you?
Seven Dust. Is that Woolies?
That's a
Small
good one.
venue. Air went out.
It's definitely a good
They
one,
were
yeah.
pouring water on us.
They
I
probably
ended up
would've been
leaving
my
with like
second
8
pick,
picks.
honestly.
It was-
Nice.
I could watch Seven Dust anytime, anywhere.
They're
it's like,
amazing.
oh,
Megadeth is really good. Ozzy.
Well, they're fucking Megadeth. It's fucking Ozzy.
all right. Weirdest thing you've ever been asked to sign?
Man.
Granny titties.
Granny titties?
Yeah.
Granny titties.
Yeah.
Probably granny titties.
I didn't do that, so.
I know I've signed some more weird shit. I don't know. There was a lot of
Some
nights
dude's
where we
ass.
really
Yeah, I've signed a dude's
Signed
ass.
a dude's ass.
Yeah.
That was my friend Chad at our CD release show.
And we signed another dude's ass at Columbus, Ohio at that time.
Yeah.
Paul's friend.
I don't-
Damien.
Yeah.
Damien.
I always think it's weird when people want us to like sign their phones.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that, and I'm like,
Money.
why are you? You're just
Yeah,
gonna.
we've signed a lot of
Some
stuff.
chick literally took her phone out of the case and we signed the back of her iPhone.
Every time they do that
Interesting.
too, they hand it to me like, will you sign this? And I look at it, I'm like, are you sure you want me to sign this?
I signed somebody's forehead before. That was pretty cool.
Other band set lists. That's weird.
Yeah, that was
Other
weird.
bands, anything.
Somebody
when we
tried
were
to
on
get us
tour,
to sign some other
I
band's
signed an
CD.
Aranda CD on tour. That was weird. Like, I'm not in this band. But
It's always really funny, like when you get a poster or whatever, and you're on the poster, or maybe you're not on the poster, and there's another band out
Yeah,
there. Like, will you guys sign this? And you're like, well, I'm not in this band. They're like, it's cool, just sign wherever, and you like sign over other dudes' faces
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
my first tour in this band where I was signing over Ben's face the whole time. That was a little weird.
I forgot about that.
That would be weird.
Signing over ex-band members.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
I had Spider One sign one of my cards because I had nothing else, and my CD of theirs was in the car, and I'm like, he fucking came out because he was sick, so he thought his performance was shit, so he came out. And so
yeah.
so I'm like, I got nothing for this fucker to sign, and he doesn't come out after shows, so I have my cards. It's the only thing I have in my camera case right now.
Actually, like probably 2 weeks ago, we signed
roof
the
of the car.
inside of a woman's car.
Yeah, I was just about
like
to say that.
the roof of her car on the inside, and there's like a shit.
I think
ton
that
of
was the
signatures,
coolest
like
thing we've ever
7 dust
done.
on there and stuff.
That
It
would
was
be
really,
cool.
it was neat.
That would be pretty
I was like, "What are you gonna do when this car breaks down? Are you just gonna rip that shit out of here?" She's like, "You damn straight."
Of course. All right. Weirdest thing you've seen on tour?
The girl masturbating on the stage
That was the
while we were
first thing that
playing.
popped in my
There you
mind.
go.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
no, like, there's been so many more.
I mean, there's been a lot, but that's definitely like that has only happened one time, and when it happened, it was mind blowing.
It shocked me. I like this. So we were playing the machine shop in Michigan, and this girl comes. There's like a rope instead of a rail, like a
It's a chain.
barricade. It's just like a chain that goes across, and this girl goes under the chain, sits on the stage, and at first I'm like, okay, whatever, and I go to sing to this side of the crowd, and then I come back, she's legs spread, she's got a skirt on, and she is just going to town, and like I literally stopped
She's
singing. I
rubbing
was
one
like.
out.
Is anybody else seeing this right now? And then the security guard yanked her up and took her out of the venue. And after the song, I was like, hey, whoever that chick was, get her back in here. Never saw her again.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
All right, I'll go with it. Whatever.
I don't know if I can top that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that can be topped.
Bubble sex does a lot of weird things. I don't wanna
Maybe
go into
other than my
detail
dick.
about it, but, that's-
Yeah, that was definitely the top. I'll never forget that moment. That was one of those top strangest things that's happened.
There's a lot of weird people out there, too, that you come
I believe
across.
it.
Homeless guys peeing on each other.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Yep.
Witnessed that before.
Yep. Yeah,
Baltimore is
thanks.
just fucking crazy in
Yeah.
general. Baltimore is just a crazy
Yeah, when I
place.
think of homeless people now, I think of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Or Baltimore, I
Full of
think of
hatred.
homeless people.
We left a Wendy's because they were so good.
A dude tried to steal a pack of my cigarettes because it fell out of my hand and hit the ground. He took off running after that pack of cigarettes, and he thought it was just his.
That
You said something though. I forgot exactly what you said, but he kept coming at you like, "What did you mean by that?"
I mean, like I literally got tossed to me. They fell out of my hand. They hit the ground, and as soon as he saw that happen, he took off running at him and trying to get him. And I took my leg and I scooted him, I stepped on him and scooted him over, and I grabbed him. I said, "What the fuck?" And he just thought that since they were out of my possession, they were fair game.
yeah.
So it was weird.
All right.
And then he asked somebody for their phone. He followed us for a couple blocks.
Yeah, see, I'm a girl. I'd have my knife out already at that point. I'm like, you're just too much. Just back the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I was walking with my friend once, and there was a drunk guy, and he was coming at us. And I kept looking at her out of the corner of my eye, and we were in a small town, and no one else was around. I'm like, Joanna, are you ready for defensive maneuvers? Joanna? And he starts talking, and she says something to him, and we both instantly break off, go around, and meet, and I'm like, I am ready to run. And she's like, it's okay, my brothers are behind us. I'm like, I know, but I will leave their ass. And the guy started to follow us through town, and we're like, Joanna? So I would have had my knife out, but we were stoned, so I didn't have my knife.
You know, a similar thing happened to me one time, and I was actually smoking while it was happening. I was getting followed, and it turned out to be an undercover cop.
Aww.
But then it turned out to be one of my friends, so it was all good.
So it was okay.
I was like, oh man, what's
It's like,
saw the blue lights and everything just sank, and I threw my weed in the back of the van. I just chunked it back. That was so scared. But smooth sailing. Smooth sailing.
That's good. We have a cop in town that's just a major douche, but he pulled me over because one of my taillights was out, and I'm like, oh no, I did not know this. I knew it. So I just went home and I fucking tore my car apart and fixed it. It's fine. Okay, do you have a pre-show ritual?
Get bitch.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of does their own little ritual. I drink a lot of tea, honey, do vocal warm-ups, stretch,
Yeah, I stretch a lot.
listen to some music.
I drink a lot of beer.
Yeah. I warm up and then I drink beer and then I warm up again and then I play.
It's crazy though. Like, I always get super like I'm yawning now.
Yeah.
Don't make me,
I always get super tired before we go on stage, like extremely tired for some reason. I don't know why. And then we get up there and it's just like plastic energy.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. Final question, because we've been talking for fucking ever and a day. Best piece of advice you've ever received for being in a band?
Don't give up.
I got it.
Okay.
It happened on this tour.
Oh no, do I even know
It
this?
was the guy that gave us the weed and the Bibles.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They got your-
So this guy, we were getting our radiator flushed in North Carolina, and this guy, I guess he worked at the place, just came up onto the bus, and he had a stack of these mini Bibles.
Yeah, there's one right up here somewhere. I just saw it.
Oh well. Anyways, so he comes up, and like, of course, we're all like, oh no, here we go. So he hands us all these Bibles, different colors and everything, and his exact words were, religion sucks, religious people suck, just get to know the Lord, here's just some kush. And handed us a bag of weed with all these Bibles, and he said, just fuck everything else.
Yeah, he was just like, read the Bible and smoke some weed, guys.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Right?
That's the
Like, how does that happen?
that's the best piece of advice ever.
Yeah.
You need a piece of advice that comes with a piece of weed. It's good advice.
Oh, yeah.
I have a friend that believes anything you tell him when he's high. So we had him convinced that we
You
weren't
should've
actually
brought
there.
him. God.
Yeah.
I should have, but we had him convinced that we were not in the apartment, and he was imagining us, and he actually didn't have friends named Alex and Joanna.
Oh my God.
Joanna started it. She is a psychologist.
Is she your friend that has to take breaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell stories about you, Joanna. And she's like, oh, I thank you. Because she's like that. Okay, so we've been talking forever and today. We'll see if I edit this down to where we're actually talking about stuff or not.
Right.
More than likely I won't, and it'll just be super long.
Sounds good.
Alright, well, that's it for Shadow Rock. I'm your host, Alex. This has been my interview with Artifas.
Thanks for having us.
Oh god, it stopped. You whore.
Thanks for having us.
Peace out.
And we'll see you at the rock show.
Artifas.com.